I reject the premise of your question. I'm not harming law enforcement. I am standing up for law enforcement. Once again, if you deny 4 U.S. Marshals legal representation because they stood up to left-wing street militias, which may be unpopular in certain quarters of your party, then you cause every marshal across the country, for that matter, every law enforcement official across the country, to doubt whether their political superiors are going to defend them in the future.
The biggest hole in Tom Cotton's argument about how he's defending law enforcement is that the point of law enforcement is supposed to be to defend the public good at large. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jackson White, co-founder and chief of content at Politiscope, and thank you for tuning in again today, here with us at TYT. Now, as I was saying, the point of law enforcement is to make sure that people within a society can go about their daily lives without the stresses and pressure of, am I going to get robbed? Are my kids going to be safe going to and from school? Am I going to be safe going to the mall? You know, just typical everyday things that a lot of us are lucky enough to not have to worry about, and some of us have to deal with every single day. But when you do things like make it harder for people to hold law enforcement accountable, make it harder for people to do things like sue police departments or really bring cases to court and win, then people don't trust law enforcement. That's the end result of it. And if people don't trust law enforcement, they're not going to use it for what it's for, which creates just a total imbalance within communities that, again, many of us have experienced ourselves. So Tom Cotton's just wrong on all fronts. If you want to defend law enforcement, then you need to make it better and you need to make them more accountable to the public. And just like Dick Durbin pointed out, it's Republicans who put the First Step Act into law. They had the supermajority in Congress. Donald Trump was in office, and it was one of the few things that the Republican Party did during that time that really was of benefit to the public at large. It was one of the few things that Democrats and Republicans came across the aisle to do that was good to the public. You know, usually when Democrats and Republicans come across the aisle for bipartisanship, it's to increase the military budget. You know, things like that we're all familiar with. But the better angle and more strategic angle for Tom Cotton in this to take would have been to say, look, we passed the First Step Act. We got that done. We don't need to keep on going further. Instead of saying that the First Step Act in and of itself was bad, because again, Dick Durbin just stood up and was like, hello, you're the people who put it into law. So again, the better angle would have been for him to be like, look, we did what we did. We came, we saw, we conquered. We don't need to keep moving forward. But that's not what he's in it for. So this really goes back to something that we talk about here on TYT all the time. It's that true change within law enforcement is most likely to occur at the local level, because it's at the local level where municipalities are voted in and out, where people, you know, like sheriffs and people who are defense attorneys and prosecutors, those people get voted in and out at a local level. And so those are the people who have the most impact on our day-to-day lives when it comes to the public and law enforcement coexisting within the same communities. At the federal level, we're in a lame duck session, and it's likely to continue to be that way for quite some time. And since law enforcement receives so much funding and receives so many military-grade weaponry, there's not going to be much appetite in the Republican Party to do anything to stop that anytime soon. And so all of us need to get more involved in state and local politics, because not just law enforcement, but pretty much every other area of our lives is impacted most heavily within the local process. And so that's why we have to show up to the polls, do things like go to town halls, do things like get our friends and family involved, and just really help and support our communities the best that we can every single day.